So today is going to be a quick episode on how to make sellers an offer. And hint, I don't do a presentation. So before I jump in today's show, if you have not been over to nextlevelwholesaling.com, go there and check it out. I have an awesome tool there for you. It's called a Next Level Wholesaling Assessment. And it's basically going to really teach you by a series of questions the very next thing that you need to do to make a ton more money in your wholesaling business and to free up some time. This is totally free. My mentor taught me how to do this and I changed it for you. So go to nextlevelwholesaling.com and take that assessment today. So let's talk about how to make sellers an offer. And one of the epidemics that I see is sellers will say, well, make me an offer. And you will see wholesalers shoot out an offer like they present this thing on a platter. And the seller says yes or no, and the conversation is over. And every once in a while, a blind squirrel catches an acorn or a nut. I got to tell you, this, in my opinion, is one of the worst ways to do business. Deals are closed by asking questions, by getting commitments, by having the sellers talk and drive the bus, right? While you are blowing the wind. Okay, you are blowing the wind and blowing them in the direction that they are already going. And so the first step to quote unquote getting a number or making an offer to a seller is asking them what they want for the property. And you need to ask a seller 5 different ways. One of the ways that we do that is, Mr. Seller, if I could pay all cash and close quickly, what would be the best price you could give me if I paid for all the closing costs and there were no commissions to pay? And then listen. And they may give you a number, maybe they won't. Okay. Number 2, if you're still quiet, don't talk. Because I find this is where most people can ask that question. They can use the script that I've talked about in these other podcast episodes. And if you don't, go ahead and check out that script at nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script. But then when they feel resistance, the seller says, give me a number. They then go into the presentation mode, right? They present the offer where they get a little uncomfortable. And it's okay. You need some friction in your life. You and the seller need friction to do a deal together because friction sticks. So the next thing I'll say, well, give me a ballpark of what you were thinking. And then listen. And then 3, I'll say, give me your best guess. Okay. And that's the third thing you say. The fourth thing I'll say is, look, do you know what other houses have sold in the area? Right? Do you want to sell it full retail or what kind of discount would you be willing to take in exchange for a little speed and convenience here? Okay, that's the fourth way. Now, if the seller is not giving you a number here, right, eventually they've been trained not to give a number. So the last thing I would say at this point is simple, right, is I would give them a price very, very, very low, right? This is a stealth mismatch. I've talked about this in the No Limit Selling System. Okay, go ahead and check that out, by the way, nolimitsalessystem.com. But what I'm talking about right there is if you go really low and have some courage, that is something we call a stealth mismatch. So let's just say that you could pay $150 and you offer $100. The seller now is going to be like, either yes, which by the way, if they say that, great. But if they don't, they say, oh, no, I couldn't go that low. I would need at least $130. So by you going really, 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 really low, they bounce back and gave you the number. So I want you to start there, ask 5 different ways, and try to get a number. You got to start there. Now, this is a process, the dance. Okay, so now you're there, you're on a number. The next part, you use the range technique. So now once they give you a number, you say, okay, so let's say you want a 160. So you take what, between 140 and 160? And you start going there and see if the seller has pliability there. 140 to 160. They say no, 150 to 160. So okay, I'll say, okay, so 145 to 160. And you'll see that if that stops working, if you do it twice and it doesn't work, you're kind of at that number. And finally, once I have that number, I'm going to use one more question. I'm going to say, is that the best you can do? Can you do better? And I'm going to wait. And if I got a really, really, really good deal, I'm not going to push it. But if I don't, I may keep pressing. Don't be scared of friction. If you get stuck on price, then go to the other terms. Go to closing dates, right? Go to move out date. Go to, can they leave stuff behind? What's going to happen after they move? Okay, now you know the range. At that point, if you have not come to an agreement on number, on a number, I'd say, look, it seems like we've got all the other terms worked out here. But I was at 140, you're at 160 here. What do we do about that? Now you've built more rapport. They like you. They trust you. They're mentally in their new place. Life is good. They're either going to come down or not come down. Okay. If you get them down, great. If they don't, well, now you're going to have to decide if you can live with that number or walk away. But now I would say, okay, Mr. Seller, what if I could close in 7 days? You could leave your stuff behind. I'll pay for all the closing costs and commissions. We'll use a local title company, as you said, and I could give you your $145,000 that you wanted. What would be the next step? Right? Notice I'm not presenting an offer. I'm asking a question. Say it casually. Be confident, but friendly. And hey, I don't need this deal, but if you want to do it, I'll do it. Right? And they say, well, I guess we get the paperwork started. Great. Grab the paperwork, put it to paper, make it their idea, and then take it to close. Okay, very, very, very simple. I'm going to review. Number one, make sure you're asking the seller at least 5 different ways. Okay, if you want to listen to the episode again, you'll hear me again talk about that. Do not be scared of a little friction there. Number 2, use the range technique to range the seller into the price that you need. 3, if you get stuck on, number 3, ask, is that the best that you can do? Number 4, if you're stuck on price and you're not where you want to be, work out the other terms and then ask, hey, listen, we got all the other terms worked out. Seems like we're 20K apart on price. What do we do? Okay. If you're at where you're at, you've got to decide whether you want to do the deal or walk away. If you've got the number, say, what do you want to do next? Repeat all the terms. Okay. Have them say, let's put it to paper. If they don't say that, say, would you like to put it to paper? And get started. And they'll say yes, pull out the paper, sign the agreement, let them know what's going on, and hopefully you have a nice, fat, juicy wholesale deal on your hands. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. Make sure you head over to nextlevelwholesaling.com. Take that assessment. Let me know what it says. Hit me up on Instagram at Todd Toback. Let me know about your big, fat, juicy deal. Maybe you used one of these techniques, and I will talk to you on the next episode.